So now we're going to move and kind of switch gears into a couple of things. We were talking about getting agreements signed and setting expectations in a shifting market. So the number one thing, we're going to talk about those two, but how do we get buyer business right now? So obviously, when you think about your personal funnel, right? I always look at everything as a sales funnel. I call it an ice cream cone. If I'm wanting to work with buyers and attract buyers, and I know sometimes we're like, oh, we're so listing heavy, but obviously can't sell a listing if you ain't got a buyer, right? Got to have both. How are some ways at the top of my funnel can I attract buyers to me? What's one way that you could get people interested in buying real estate with you?
Buyer seminar.
I love it. Okay, Kendra, so buyer seminar. So and we can post this in the chat box. So Scott Brassfield is going to be having the buyer seminar November 1st. You know, you have your call sessions every day. We're going to have our TBG 100 next Thursday. We leverage that buyer seminar to talk and have something to talk about. We'll get some advertising links out for it as well. You're just inviting someone to come. You're going to be on there with them. It's just kind of a first step to get them down the pipeline. So that's a perfect example. What's another?
Marketing yourself through social.
So social. So let's think about this though. So what's the message that I would want to put out to say, hey, now's a good time to buy? What do we think that message is right now?
Probably like market reports, stuff that's kind of like informational, has stuff that brings value to your clients.
So in looking at this, what we have the option to do, and I'm going to give you a few ideas today. Malik gave you a great one as far as you can utilize the Altos market reports. So you got to be careful how you relay information though, because what you're going to be saying is that prices have decreased, right? Allowing more buyers into the market than we've ever seen before, right? That's an easy message to kind of go with there. What I like to think about though is, especially when we're talking about attracting buyers, is I like to use a specific property. So what we're seeing every day are price decreases, right? So if you made the decision to post one property a day, or if you don't want to overdo it, depending on if that's only posting you're doing, then don't do that because it'll just be all real estate. So remember, it should be 3 parts you, 1 part work. 3 parts you, 1 part work on your social media, right? So it's you eating a burger, you playing with your dog, you getting your hair cut, and then real estate post, right? Not real estate. Cool. So in that real estate post though, one of the things that your arsenal is, wow, this amazing property was just reduced $100,000. This amazing property just reduced. If you have any interest in it, whether it's one of ours or at least hopefully use a Keller Williams listing, right? Try to use a KW listing if at all possible. But posting that, people are going to go, that's your product. You sell your house. Houses are your product, right? That's one of the easy ways to get people interested. People like looking at real estate. They don't like looking at your message. So they're going to click on it. They're going to start flipping through the pictures. Then if they're new to our website, they're going to be force registered, right? To be captured. Turns into a lead, right? Which is exactly what the whole point of all of this is what we're trying to do is do that. Or you can do DM me for more information or whatever you want to do on there. Then also right now, this might be the first time in a long time that an investor is starting to look at certain things and going, I can really make a go here, right? So we have the investor realm that is open to us. So think about that as a piece of your funnel. So we've got social media, we've got buyer seminar. What else would be at the top of your sales funnel? What would be another way to attract interested buyers? Kendra, you had a half a hand?
Seasoned buyer leads.
What's that?
Seasoned buyer leads.
Oh my goodness, ding, 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 amazing, right? Seasoned leads, right? All of this reservoir of people in there that had interest in buying at some point and either did or didn't. And even if they did, tasty investment property coming your way, or at least educating them on becoming investors. One of the biggest things that I learned when I was at Mega Camp, we were at the Gary Keller Top Agent Mastermind or CEO Mastermind or whatever it was called, is one of the biggest tools that this agent used. I think she sold 3,600 homes last year or something like that, was education. And what was really fascinating about her way of leveraging education, meaning that she, besides doing a buyer seminar, a lot of what they did was educating veterans on how to utilize their VA benefits to purchase a home with no money down. So we have a lot of veterans here in Colorado, a ton, in fact. So if you can explain to them how to leverage their benefits, can they buy a house right now with no money? They can buy right now with 100% financing. That would be a market that I would be trying to attract to me, because now sellers are going to look at VA offers because they ain't getting as many offers as they used to.
Right, I had a quick question about that.
Please.
How would you attract them though? Would you do a Facebook social post, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, stuff like that?
Absolutely. So yeah, social is obviously the easiest porthole to do it. Then the second leverage piece that we have is easy text, right? Easy text. So if it's me, I'm going to leverage technology. I'm going to use easy text. I'm going to use slide broadcast, right? So if you want to look into what these are, we can just go to the website. But if I'm going to try to start marketing these things, if you're not a big phone call person, leave a pre-recorded message using slide broadcast. You pay to put the phone numbers in. For like $50, you can shoot. For $20, you can voicemail drop, I think, don't hold me to this number, but like 500 people. And you can send them a pre-recorded message about your seminar. You have this investment property that you just came across that looks like an amazing deal. Whatever it might be, you're going to give them that message. Boom. Then you follow that up with an easy text the next day and go, I don't know if you got my voicemail yesterday, but I was curious if you had interest, or not curious. I came across this amazing property that has a ton of upside. If you have any interest in investing, I'd love to talk to you about this home. We've got to get our product. Remember, you sell hot dogs. The only way to get more hot dog sales is you got to get your hot dog in front of more people. It's a weird analogy, but you get it, right? Hot dog's probably really the worst one I could have used. I'm hungry, it's lunch. But we got to get that product in front of as many people as possible to make sure, again, are you fly fishing or are you chumming the water, right? Some of you are out there fly fishing right now. We need to pour blood into the water and make sure that all the sharks are crazy about this. So that's another piece of your funnel. So easy text, or excuse me, easy texting, slide broadcast. Then what else would be at the top of the funnel? I want to attract buyer leads to myself right now.
Open houses.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I love it, Kendra. So like I said, if you're drawing this, right, you're kind of always, we do this in our elite meetings with our elite agents, right? You're just drawing your ice cream cone. So at the top, those circles are the top of your lead funnel, right? So we're putting these different lead funnels into the top of that ice cream cone. So social media, easy text, slide broadcast, open houses. Then the next piece is, after that, we have to have, right, a reason for them to provide us their information. So the next layer of your ice cream cone is called lead capture. Okay? How do you capture a lead? How do I get your info in exchange for something?
Provide value.
Thanks, Kyle.
Ask for it.
Ask for it, provide value. Yeah, I got to usually give you something. So maybe it's my top 10 secrets on how to invest in a shifting market that I just stole from Google and retyped up on a piece of paper. Maybe it's, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's gotta be, why would I want to reach out to you? You see this, this happens to you all the time. It's like, get my top, perfect example, the Brendan Bartic coaching, right? You want our script book? Give us your information. Then you go into our funnel and then we sell you our products. Very simple. But I give you the script book for free. So I just want you to start thinking about this. Like, you have a lot of these weapons, and then of course you're going to receive a ton of leads from us, right? And again, we're going to talk about that. We know right now we're getting some land listing ones or land buyers, and we're going to talk about land buyers in a little bit here. The most successful agents are looking at, what am I doing on a weekly basis to attack those lead funnels? Are you just one-dimensional right now? When's the last time you posted something on social media about your hot dog that I want to buy? Hopefully that's covered. Now, Anna, let's talk about setting expectations in a shifting market, right? So if we're meeting with a buyer, or let's play this from the full speed. Zillow lead comes in right now. Everyone knows that when that Zillow lead comes in, you're doing ALM, right? Appointment, location, and motivation. So appointment, location, motivation. So no matter what, I talk to the lead. I can't work with you if I don't get the chance to meet you in person. Not that I can't. There's a lot less likelihood of that happening. What we're hearing on some of your recorded calls still are you're trying to pre-qualify this person so hard initially. You need to meet these people. The more people you meet, the higher likelihood you are going to having a sale. So that's number one. Then, of course, the location, the motivation, all that, do the rest of all the stuff that we teach as far as that goes. Now, getting the expectation set, when I meet for you in my buyer appointment, what should I be bringing to that buyer appointment for either I'm going to meet them at a property I'm going to show them, a Starbucks, or I'm going to have them come to the office, or I'm going to their home? What am I bringing to that appointment?
Buy with confidence, pamphlet, and a way for them to sign with you right there.
Beautifully said. Yeah, so buy with confidence to kind of walk them through the buying process. My buyer agency agreement, already filled out and highlighted, and that's very important. I watch people sit with a buyer and try to fill it out in front of them, right? This has to be done. And you can do this if you save your template in CTM. You can already have it completely ready to go, and you just change the name and press print. Change the name and press print, right? So if you need help with getting your template set up in CTM, reach out to Holly, let her know that you need assistance with this, but she'll make sure that that's covered. But that's a big piece, is being ready to attack these things when the time comes instead of scrambling when something comes up. So I've got buy with confidence. I've got my buyer agency. Anything else that I'm going to bring?
Market report.
Okay, a market report. So if I did my pre-qual and I wanted to kind of talk to them and sound educated about where the market's at right now and some things to think about, absolutely, love it. What else? So two things that I'm going to bring, and of course you're going to probably say duh to no duh, is I'm going to bring my laptop, right? And I'm bringing my laptop because I'm going to show them how to use our website and how to save searches and how we can make this process super easy. And that our website, remember, I got to get them to stop going to the other guy's hot dog stand and only buy hot dogs from me. So when I create this profile with them, I'm going to make sure that I'm showing them how to use the technology. Now, if this is at the office, I do it on the TV screen in there and share it on there. But I'm going to bring a laptop or my iPad and show them the profile and make sure that they go. And here's some verbiage you've got to use for this is look, a lot of websites, including Zillow, the information is delayed because they don't have a direct feed to the local MLS. Our website has a direct feed, so things happen in real time. Some of the information that you're seeing on Redfin, Zillow, they're getting information that's 24 to 48 hours old. Got to give me a reason not to use Zillow, because I go, you know what, I just like how Zillow looks. Because of course they pay cajillions of dollars to make Zillow look amazing, right? Like that's, obviously we get it, don't care. That product sucks, get on my jam. So I'm going to bring that laptop, I'm going to have that information ready to go and all of that. Then what I always felt was very helpful as well is I would bring any additional information that, even if it was something stupid that you could print out that you knew would be a resource to them from when you had the phone call. So if it's a golf course community like that they're interested in, I'm going to make sure I know all the membership fees. I'm going to know all of that stuff. If they're really interested in hiking, I'm going to bring a trail map of all the trails around. I'm going to bring some sort of value that they go, wow, this is service, not just show up. So, hey, yo, what's up? Yeah, you want to buy some houses, and so when you want to start looking pretty soon here, hopefully. Cool. You got any money? All right, awesome. Let's do it. Let's set ourselves apart. Let's be elite. Tennille.
Sorry. Can we do because I've never actually walked through our portal. Could we do like a demo that we can
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, so let me, the easiest way that I do this with Real Geeks, when I log them in, so usually I already have their profile in, because if I did the listing lead trust qualifier, I'm there. Once I get them to the screen, all I do is I point out a couple of simple features. Is number one, they're going to receive a list of properties every single day that are specific to the profile that we're going to build for you from this meeting, right? So I'm going to get all that information if you hadn't already received it from them. All I do is I click on a listing and I go, great, So when you're looking at the properties on our sites, I just want to point out to you a few of the most useful things that are going to help us make sure this process is as streamlined as possible. This add to favorites button, anytime you click this notifies me immediately that you have interest in this property. The request information, let's say you're sitting there on the couch at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep because you're so excited about buying a home, and you come across a property and you want to know a little bit more information about it. All you have to do is fill in this sheet here and it'll get that information directly to me. Now, remember, each one of you have your own website built into this that's under your profile name. So when you have them logged in under you, all of this information goes directly to you. And when you're on your individual page, if you go to the Find an Agent and pick your name, you've got your own URL that you send, and anything that anyone out there does on this website, that lead gets routed directly to you or the contact information. Now, I usually don't utilize this schedule showing or schedule virtual tour button because, and the reason I don't mention it to them is I go, look, to schedule a showing, just let me know when you mark it as a favorite that you're interested in seeing the property. I'm going to make sure I go through all the details of the property. I want to set the standard. If I allow them to schedule showings, then I become, and this is just the word that I've heard on the streets, a door whore. Right? I don't want to be at their beck and call to be a door whore where I'm on demand to go open up these doors on any given time, because they're going to start using this like candy, right? They're going to be like, ooh, tomorrow, the next day, ooh, the next day. And then it feels like I'm letting them down. What I want to do is set the expectation that once you've marked the properties that you find interest in that you want to mark as a favorite, I'm going to call every agent, then make sure that they're available to be seen. Then I'll contact you to see your availability to set up the tour. It's a very big piece of this, okay? Schedule virtual tour, I don't use that button either. I don't really mention, we used to use that in COVID. We don't use it that much anymore. But again, if they're out of state, you can definitely utilize that. But it's still gonna make you at their beck and call instead of in reverse, okay? Now, the only other thing that I'm going to show them here is now I'm gonna go back and go, great. Now, for you to create a search, this advanced search button, Tennille, I'll just pretend she's my client, right, Tennille, is where you can get exactly what you're looking for, have multiple searches. And what I always show them is just the map search function, right? So if you really want to be in a specific area, we go to this map search, you can zoom in and you can pick exactly the areas that you have interest in. And then just simply use this little drawing tool here. Let's say that you just love you some Leadville, right? You're going to get up in Leadville here, and that's going to bring up all the properties. I mean, that was a bad example of doing Leadville, but you get what I'm trying to do here, right? All of that. Then you can also refine your search with price and all of that stuff. So show them the features, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they know how to use this website, because that's 90% of this, is getting them to communicate through your technology the best way possible. Now, the second thing is, many of you may or may not know this, we do have an app for your Real Geeks website that is also custom to you. It's called Move To. So if you download the Move To app on your phone, that connects directly to their Real Geeks profile. They can use it right through the app. I'll send out some instructions on this, but we'll make sure, people are like, I already saw that coming. Like, can you send me that? Yes, we will, right? So you have an app that they can use that directly links them to their Real Geeks profile. And that makes it easier for them. So I'm going to show them how to download the app right there in front of me, make sure that that functionality is working. That's what we're looking for here. Then the next piece, right, now I'm going to set the expectations. So for those that are new, I'm at that buyer consultation. The biggest piece of this is making sure that you get this script down to a T to make sure that they understand how to make this the best experience possible. So I'll just do it with Anna. So Anna, and again, you're going to have your buy with confidence. You can talk to them about lending. You can talk to them about this. Remember, during this meeting, you should not be talking the entire time. You have to ask a ton of questions. Buying a home is about them, not you. Sometimes we get into, let me tell you everything about buying, blah, 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 blah. It's like, shut up, ask a lot of questions, right? So once you found out, I mean, I get to the point of ridiculousness where I'm like, okay, so, you know, in a perfect home and it's a dream home, is a mountain view more important than walking distance? You know, I try to paint this picture where they're like, wow, 90% of this isn't going to matter. You're going to get what house you can afford, sucker. Like, it's not going to be your dream home. Let's be quite honest, right? But I want you to have that vision of this, that I now know your entire life profile. You know, do we have any medical restrictions? Are stairs tough for you? Would you prefer a main floor laundry room, or can it be on the second floor? I go into all of this, and I'm just taking note, because if they're talking about themselves, they think that we're in rapport, and that builds trust. If I'm shoving down their throat about how I'm going to get them a house and how we have the best program on earth, or blah, 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 I don't care. No one wants to see how the oil change is done. I just want my oil change done, right? Like that's the piece. Some of us get so proud. Every time a lender pitches me, and no offense to lenders, is she still on here? Okay, I got yelled at before. Oh, Annie, no offense to this. Lenders always start pitching me on all of these programs that they have. Do I care? Do I care about what programs they have? Like, they're like, we've got this, we've got that, we've got this, we've got that, we've got, and they're starting to talk about all this stuff. And oh, we can close in 14 days and we can close in all this. What do I care about if I'm an agent working with a lender? That you're going to pick up the phone and answer the damn phone when my clients call, right? That's what I care about, right? That's what matters to me. The rest of this stuff, you got to remember, matters to us because we're in the business. Cool? So we've got to make sure that we're building trust. I work with Annie Lemon because I trust her. I don't work with Annie Lemon because she has a 2-1 buy down package, right? That's a nice thing that she has, but I work with her because I trust her. Cool? So make sure that the whole point of this meeting is to build that trust. 100%. And then in closing, Anna, now that I've got your complete profile, you understand how the website's going to work, or how the website works. Let's talk about how to make sure that this buying experience is the best experience possible. Today is Thursday. First of all, when is the best time for you to be able to see properties? What day works for you?
You know what, we carved out some time starting Saturday, and my husband can take off Monday. So if we could do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that would be great.
Excellent. Okay. And is there a better time of day for you to see these properties?
No, you know what, we've cleared our schedule, so we're ready to rock. You just kind of let us know when the houses are available, and we'll be ready to go.
Okay, so excellent. So I'm going to look at my calendar. If I know I'm doing an open house on Sunday, or on both Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to make sure that I'm working this calendar into this. So I'm going to go, excellent. So Anna, I've got, let's set the schedule, and don't say I have availability. Let's go ahead and set the schedule for Saturday at 10 o'clock. And Anna, in order for Saturday at 10 o'clock for us to start seeing our first property, there's a couple of things that need to happen to make sure that we can do that. Number one, I'm going to send you a link with all the custom home searches that we talked about today. You now know how to utilize the website. I need you to go onto the site and select any properties and take some time in viewing each one of them. Remember, Anna, this is about quality, not quantity. So the reason these properties have so many photos is so that you can look at them. If you don't like the house and there's something you see in it, don't mark it as a favorite. If you know you don't like it and you don't see yourself living there, don't go, well, maybe, because all you're going to do is be disappointed when you go and see it, and it's going to waste your time. And I know your time's valuable, right? Mm-hmm. So make sure you go through that. Mark the ones as favorite that you really have interest in. I'm going to, with all the information you gave me, I'm going to go and start looking at the MLS, talking to a lot of our pocket listings. I'm going to start making sure that we make calls to find properties in the neighborhoods that I now know that you have interest in. I'm going to be doing a lot of work behind the scenes to see if there's anything else that's not on the regular market that might be available to you as well. Great. Now, with today being Thursday, I need that favorites list to be selected no later than noon tomorrow, because most of the agents in the state of Colorado require a 24-hour notice for me to be able to access and see the properties. So I need that list completed by noon tomorrow, okay? And don't worry, I'm going to send you a follow-up email that has all this information in it, okay? And I forgot. Usually at this buyer consultation, I'm bringing a notepad and a Bartic group pen. And I always have them take a bunch of notes while I'm there. That was the other piece that I forgot to mention. So Anna, by noon tomorrow, I'll need you to have that. Now, I know we talked about the financing package that you want to utilize for purchasing this property. So in order for me to even set the showings, you're going to need to have the pre-qualification letter. And I know, I've already talked to you about Annie Lemon. She's going to connect with you this afternoon to make sure that you have that, because a lot of the agents won't even allow me to schedule a showing for these properties if I don't have that pre-qualification letter in hand ahead of time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing that we're going to need to make sure before Saturday is that earnest money. So Anna, with earnest money, that just simply means the amount of the deposit that we're going to have to put down when we find you this amazing home on Saturday. And usually earnest money is going to be 1% to 3%. Sometimes it could be more than that of the property's purchase price. So if, for example, we're going to look at a $500,000 home, it could be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 that the seller is going to request to be able to make an offer on that property for them to take it off of the market if they accept our offer. So do you have those funds ready and available and a checkbook? So when we find the property on Saturday, are those funds available?
Yeah, and a personal check is fine.
Yep, personal check is fine. I do need a physical copy of the check. So just make sure that you have the checkbook ready and available for us on Saturday. Make sure you have that the funds available in the account. And what I'm doing here, everyone, is making sure that we're setting the expectation that we're buying a house on Saturday. I'm not going to go, let's go look at some homes. I'm not a door whore. I'm not going to go look at squat. We're going to go find a home for you to buy. That is why I'm here, right? This is all very intentional verbiage. Now I'm going to set the expectation to make my life easier. So a couple of things, reminders, and I'll put this in the email as well. Number one, you're going to want to have easy slip-off shoes, because most of the properties are going to require us to take off the shoes. And even if they don't, a lot of times I just do it out of respect. So make sure, don't wear those, laced up boots or whatever it is. Comfortable, easy shoes. Number two, a lot of these properties, remember, you're walking into someone else's home now, and I know you have the 7 kids and they range in ages from 2 to 42, right? What I recommend is, if it's at all possible, that you would want to have someone be able to watch the kids while we go look at these properties. I know that's not always possible, but it makes a big difference. I've seen things get broken at houses. I've seen you'll find the perfect house and then all of a sudden something gets knocked over, something happens. I've seen kids get bitten by dogs. I've seen them get bitten by turtles. I'm going to paint this nightmare picture where I don't want kids at this showing, because guess what happens when that happens? Buyers distracted. I know some of you are going, but no, I've sold so many homes to deal with kids and it's part of my gym, whatever. I'm just telling you this is me, right? I want a nice, comfortable situation to show them the home. I don't want to become the house babysitter while the parents are going to look at the house. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if she goes, can't do it, no worries. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, your favorite word in real, my favorite word in real estate. My concern is sometimes the kids can get, into some situations, but if you have to, not a problem, completely understand. Next, make sure you have a full tank of gas. I'm going to meet you at the first property. A lot of people, make sure you're very clear on this. I'm not putting a weirdo in my car, ever, 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 ever. And most of you, again, we want to be super safe on this, right? We want to be safe. So just that's the easy rule. If they're like, well, can we ride with you? Simple objection to that. Hey, first of all, number one, my brokerage doesn't allow that. It's an insurance reasons. So because of our insurance policy, unfortunately, we're just not allowed to do that. And in fact, the other reason you want to follow me is usually what happens is after we see the last house or a few of the houses, I want you to drive that neighborhood and really experience that entire area for yourself. Maybe stop and get some lunch. Make sure you really like that area, 100%, right? So full tank of gas, right? We're going to need to make sure that we have that. And then the simple closer to this is, when we find the right home on Saturday, is there anything that would stop you from being able to make an offer when we find that home?
No, I don't think so.
That's it, right? And if they say something, well, we're not sure, we this, that, and the other, then maybe it's not time to go look at houses yet, right? If you're not in a position to go buy the house on Saturday, why am I showing you houses on Saturday? Okay, so that's a very, very important piece of this. Cool. Then the last piece is I set the final expectation. So Anna, how this is going to work. When we find the perfect home for you on Saturday, what we'll do is after we've seen the property, we'll discuss after we view the property, we'll discuss what you want to put as far as the offer. We'll look at all the statistics, make sure that's all done. I'm going to draft an offer. You're going to write me an earnest money check for the amount that the seller is requiring for us to submit that offer. I'm going to have the pre-qualification letter from Annie Lemon saying that you're qualified to be able to purchase this property. Once you've signed that offer, I'm going to submit it. Then the seller has the opportunity to either accept it or counter it. After they accept the offer, we'll be officially under contract. From there, we're going to have, depending upon the property, about 5 to 7 days to do our home inspection. I have a great home inspector that I'll recommend to you. If you have someone that you would like to utilize, no problem whatsoever. Then from there, once we have the inspection, and I always give them the entire rundown here. With the inspection, remember, what we're going to be looking for in the inspection is, first of all of this depends on our offer situation. Some sellers are selling the property as is, and I'll let you notify them if that's the situation. Some properties, of course, are going to be older, some are going to be newer. What we're looking for in the inspection are things that are physically broken or that are a health and safety issue. Okay? That's what we're going to be looking for. Cosmetic things and all of that, again, we're going to be buying a house that someone else has owned, so they're not going to do anything as far as when it comes to cosmetics. Set all this expectation up ahead of time, so when you get to the inspection, it's not a surprise. Okay? After we get past inspection, then the next thing we'll do is we'll order the lender will order the appraisal. Once the property is appraised at value, then we'll move forward to final loan approval, and then we'll be on our way to closing, right? Usually that process can take anywhere from 21 to 30 days as far as a traditional closing window. We'll talk about what works. We'll look at the calendar as far as scheduling goes for you and make sure everything's done. Behind the scenes, my team will assist with anything you need as far as movers, boxes, anything we can assist to make this the best experience on earth. Any questions before we start this process?
No, I don't think so.
Great. Well, I'm excited. And then the last thing I would do is I would go, great. Now that we understand the entire process, the last thing I need is a signature on what we call our buyer agency agreement. This is a requirement from my brokerage that protects me and you. So when we're both working together, that you have this amazing experience. So I pull out the buyer agency agreement. I go through 2 or 3 things on it, pick whatever you want to make them feel like you've gone through the agreement that you highlight, that, whatever you feel comfortable with. I already have it highlighted where their name is, and I have an X next to it. I go, great, so bop, 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 and all I need is a signature. When I get back to my office, I'll scan this in, get you a copy so you have it as well. And I'm excited to help you find a home on Saturday.
Awesome.
So thanks for staying extra. I apologize that was longer, but that's setting the expectation.
And then when do you fit in the promise, the Bartic Group promise?
Yeah, so it was right before I went into setting that expectation. So thank you, Holly. So I was just going to say, so like after I show them the technology, go through the buy with confidence, and I go, so one of the things that we strive for at the Bartic Group is to provide you with the most exceptional real estate experience on earth. So throughout this transaction, I'm going to be checking in with you to make sure that we're delivering on that. And when we've delivered on that, and at the end of this, I'm going to ask you to do 2 things for me. 1, leave me a 5-star review on my Google business page. And number 2, provide me a referral or a name of someone else that I can provide this same level of great experience to. So does that sound fair? And they always say, yes. You go, wonderful. Now, and then I go into the expectation. Great question. All right. And if it sounds like I've done it a few thousand times, because that's practice. I mean, again, I'm not out there working with buyers every day. I just know that script internally because I practiced it so many times. So just practice, and role plays whenever you can. So great session today. Thank you for staying extra with me. I appreciate it. Didn't mean to take you longer. Let's make sure we understand our lending programs. The top of our funnel, are we tacking all of the little tops of our ice cream scoop? Are we getting our hot dog in front of many people as possible, right? And then are we setting the expectation? Cool. All right, everyone, have a great day.